Hey everybody, welcome to your Aries astrology message for the month of 15th of May up to 15th of June. So I've shuffled the cards. I have yet to put the cards out. So we're just going to shuffle a little bit more before we pull out the cards. So I hope everybody is doing well. My Aries card astrology reading for April didn't have a lot of hits, and it's to do with like when you do astrology, you have to do like for the 12 sun signs or the signs that relates to the astrology signs, whether or not you have the rising in Aquarius or ascendant or moon. So this applies to everybody who feels resonated to certain signs in any areas of their chart. Two came out already. So for Aries, let's program an intention. This is the reading for the people who are in the Aries vibe. Okay, so we're going to pull out 5 more. What was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I pull out 7 or do I pull out like? Can't really remember. Oh darn it! What is going on, everybody? That is not a good news. Well. And usually I pull out accompanying mermaids card, but right now I'm just going to use the unicorn deck instead of the mermaid card. You get 3 of cups and then 3 of wands. You have a lot of 3 in your spread. The chariot and the 3 of wands are in reverse, but there is the Queen of Swords also in reverse, and then there's the Lovers upright, and then Page of Cups. I think it feels like you're going to have to backtrack your intention to travel. I feel like this is about love, 3 of Cups, celebration, and then the thing is that you have this 3 of Cups, and then you have 3 of Swords, like celebration and then heart. I'm like, what is that? But then you have this 3 of Wands in reverse, and then Chariot in reverse. So 3 of Wands in reverse is as if that you're doubting about going to travel overseas, or you're doubting of making that move. And then you have this Queen of Swords in reverse as well. It feels like somebody who's above you are possibly, maybe communication is not appreciated or directed or expressed truthfully. Let's see what the unicorn says about this. I feel as though there's this kind of like waste of time. So, innocence, you get the card innocence, and then you get the card intuition and expansion. So I think Aries, you're very doubtful of love. I think you are very doubtful of love. I'm gonna keep pulling out cards. You're very doubtful of love. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. So I pull out, okay, I think that's enough for dragon. I think the first dragon card is Lilac Fire Dragon. Transmute through the power of divine love. Open up to transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. I'm feeling fuzzy today, so I pulled this out from yesterday, and I just love wearing things I can squish. And I can squish this. This looks so nice. Okay, and then you have the Alpha Dragon. Harness the divine masculine power of creation, destroy the old, visualize your dream, and help to manifest a new world. I think because you don't express your disappointments, you tend to carry it into your next relationship. So if you have an Aries in your moon or in your relationship area, because I really think this is about relationship, it feels like you let fear take stage rather than your innocence and intuition. You let fear take a stage in your life that makes you feel like you're gonna get heartbroken if you travel, move towards in a new relationship where you behave as if you are the queen of your life, or you express yourself directly. If you be yourself, if you show people how powerful you are, people will be disappointed and you break people's heart, or your hearts will get broken. But there's this lover energy with the Page of Cups energy, a show of love, a show of emotional acceptance. I think the only person who needs to emotionally accept who they are is yourself, and only then you won't feel this responsibility to please the people around you, making you, instead of feeling like you can express your fire energy, you're like burning yourself from deep down as a grudge, because you hold your tongue and you don't say what you mean, which is this Queen of Swords in reverse. You hold your tongue, you don't say what you mean, and then you break your own heart because you judge yourself, you don't emotionally accept your emotions. And like I mentioned with this intuition, like you let fear take the center stage rather than your intuition, making your fear rule your decisions, making your fear rule your interaction with people, rather than letting your intuition rule, which comes from a clean slate, like innocence, that allows you to expand your social network. Maybe you carry on this heartbroken from the past, but you definitely want Three of Cups. Is like you want unity gatherings, you want to celebrate, you want a new journey in life, but you will have to emotionally accept all your feelings and know that you, like, maybe you've been kind of like sidetracked, or like you hold on to a belief that is very self-sabotaging, where your beliefs of you having to, like, withhold your feelings, withhold your opinions so that other people can shine. You only pick up that belief because the people in your past environment never appreciated your soul, your core, your light, your spirit, and you carry on this behavior pattern and belief to keep your truth down your throat, to swallow your truth rather than to express who you are. And the Three of Cups is aimed to rejoice, to believe in your innocence. And to some of you guys, Aries, or anyone who's like, if you are just cross-watching, like cross-watchers are people who just jumps into other people's astrology just to pick up the messages if it resonates to them, because everybody has a little piece of those 12 signs in every areas of their chart. And even if you're not sun sign Aries or ascendant Aries, there is a little bit of Aries in everybody's chart. So if you're cross-watching, then that maybe you can let me know how this is resonating to you. But it feels like when you catch yourself projecting your insecurity, projecting your limitations, projecting your limitations of social behavior, nobody's telling you to swallow your truth. It's how you've been programmed. So if you want to say the truth, say the truth. If you want to tell somebody you like them or you hate them, you tell them you hate them or you like them. If you want to tell somebody your opinion, say it. You don't have to keep the peace, which is you think you're responsible if you don't keep the peace because you have this kind of fire element. Everybody always accuses you of always creating a problem out of thin air, but you actually see in the distance or up close situations where things are not right when it's not right, and you catch what's not right and you tell it. And a lot of immature or unwise people will blame you for calling out on their shit, and that's why you have this kind of like you pull down your ability to express because you fear that people are going to blame you for like putting the standards of integrity in that social circle or in that community high that would allow peace and harmony to exist, whereas you may have been trodden down your emotions. You've feel disappointed because you no longer feel free to keep integrity around you high, but you can, because if you are present in somewhere and you prefer it that way, you don't have to be blamed for expecting a standard of integrity, and other people who cannot meet that standard of integrity will have to like fall away. And if they're challenging you, if they're confronting you, if they are blaming you, it's not your emotional responsibility to carry how they feel about not being good enough to be around a social integrity like yours. And if they cannot value the same integrity as you do, they cannot be in your social network, social circle. And since you maybe pull yourself out of that social circle because you're like, well, people don't know, people don't see, people, and you carry that burden and that guilt or that sadness or that despair or that betrayal, and you don't live your integrity, you don't live your truth. You are wrapped up in what that enemy says when they confront you, blaming you, gaslighting you, controlling you, trying to make you feel like you're the wrong one when you see that their actions are wrong, are not aligned with everybody's integrity because they're fake, they're immoral, and they're insidious or they're manipulative. And you stand up to them and you say, hey, that's not right, and they try to twist things around, and you didn't know that they're going to twist things around. And what happened in the past has made you feel this fear of moving forward, fear of people putting you down and twisting and assuming the worst about you when you're actually just exposing the truth about them. And the assumptions of the worst maybe has made you fear of being yourself because you feel like when you express yourself, people take it the wrong way. People take things in a negative aspect rather than in what you truly mean, and you cannot express your intention clearly. But that's only because you have this kind of like limited experience or limited mindset or limited perspective of how you were forced to be responsible for other people's emotions when it's nothing to do with you. And you have to cut the cord. You have to like snip that line out, disconnect from that emotional responsibility of how other people, especially your enemies, people who confront you for telling and exposing them and saying, I accept your feelings are yours. And I know only I'm responsible for my feelings. And if I did what I do, is because I respect the level of my integrity and the level and the standards of my principles and my values that I hold in life. So if you have a problem with that, that is not my problem. I don't have a problem of putting a standard of self-respect, of expecting social standards that is ethical and of high principle. And I don't have a problem with how you feel if you are pretending to match that standard when you can't even express it in a healthy way. Because I see you don't have that self-respect to others, you don't have that integrity, and you don't have that social standard, and you try to blame me, and you try to distort my reality by assuming the worst of me when it's actually I expose the worst of you by telling you no, I don't want that connection with you based on your bad ethics, social unhealthy etiquette, manipulative strategies, and very condemning behavior and attitude towards me when I don't give you what you want. So I feel like you fear being in that same situations again. So you have to accept that you're innocent, and you don't have to be responsible for the people in your past who've manipulated or distorted your perspective about your life, and how people see you, how they try to make people see you and assume the worst about you. And you can forgive them, you can work on expanding your masculinity, your boundaries. This is Alpha Dragon, masculine power of creation. Destroy the old, visualize your dream, and help to manifest a new world. So it feels like you have that ability to just understand that your fear, that anger that you keep bottled up in, you can express it in a healthy way where you're going to defend your dignity, your pride, and your reputation, and say you have opinion of your own and you can go around and do what you think other people will believe you. But I'm just going to carry on with my life with my pride and dignity, and know that in times in the future or whenever it's meant to be, people will know that you're a liar and I've been telling the truth all this time. So if you are an Aries, you have this ability to open up your social horizon and believe that only you can control your emotional integrity, and what other people try to do to distort your emotional integrity by accusing, slandering, or attacking you. People who have your integrity will see you have that integrity and will be friends with you. And in relationships wise, you will be able to find your soul family, your soulmate. Let's see if you have okay, I'm just gonna use this deck. You will find your soul family and your soul tribe. And the Queen of Swords in reverse is when it's upright, you get to express yourself to the person in front of you and really get your point across without any hostility, with just kind of like, because you've conquered your fire. If you remember in my past video in April, like tame your inner fire. So in this energy, when you learn to tame your inner fire, you get to express yourself with clear audacity, clear intent, and clear vision to tell these people, I'm innocent. I follow my gut feelings to recognize when I need to expose a fraud, and I did, and they tried to slander me, and then they tried to hurt my reputation, and then they try to make me feel that I'm to be blamed for exposing them, and then they attack me, assuming the worst about me, and telling to all these people who were in my social circle that I'm the one who hurt them, when they play the victim when I'm the real victim, because they try to take advantage of me and they don't want to be exposed of a person who takes advantage of other people. But I learn now to carry my integrity as my emotional responsibility. I cannot be in control of what other people behave. If they behave vile, evil, or violent, or abusive, or manipulative, there is no blame on my conscience that I have to take care of, because I am innocent. But the individuals who have hurt me, betrayed me, make me feel hopeless in life, I understand and accept that their emotions, where guilt, shame, regret comes into the picture, it is their lesson, is their problem. Whatever that they've distorted, whatever that they've perverse a situation, whatever their actions, motives, intentions, behavior, actions, picture in their mind, they're responsible for that. But for me, I'm not going to get caught up in their bullshit webs of lies. I'm going to stand in my plane of integrity. I'm going to be responsible for my integrity. And my integrity is, I recall, I expose, I confront, or I understood where they come from, and I don't want them to be around me because they don't match my standard of integrity. Because when you meet a lot of people with this unhealthy fire energy, like greed or anger, they get angry at you for not bowing or not bending to their expectations or their rules or their standards. Because you remember, you have your own standards. Your sacral chakra belongs to you. Your consciousness belongs to you. So if you have that consciousness and values and it's yours, you know that, okay, this person is manipulating my reality, manipulating my values and integrity, and I don't feel good around this person, and I stand up to that. And most of the time, people who are immature or unwise or unkind, who don't understand self-respect, because they end up disrespecting themselves and disrespecting others, they get in a situation where they will become angry and distort fire energy within you, make you punish yourself and make you abuse yourself for exposing them. Then you might have lived your life holding this grudge under your throat chakra, and this Queen of Swords in reverse. You may have this situation where you fear expressing your truth in fear of people assuming the worst about you, assuming your worst intention, assuming bad things about you, and have prejudice against you, and you rather like, you know what, I'm just going to let the lion rule. But there is setbacks for that, because you end up not living your truth when you don't express your truth, when you don't be responsible for your emotional integrity. And when things like emotional integrity that you can be responsible for is that when you see something wrong and you don't stand up and you just ignore it, you're a participant to that situation. So if you stand up, if you don't want violence, if you don't want like, it's like people know there is, how to say this, siphoning money, like if you know that there's people who works in your company who's stealing money from your company or from the company you work at, and you don't say a thing, your emotional integrity is not there. But when you try to expose them and then they try to frame you, and then you get sacked, you know that, you know what, I did my best to explain everything, but yet I get sacked. But there's a blessing in disguise for that. So I think any of you who are Aries, either in career, either in relationship, either in your personal journey, if you have this heartbreak, because and that heartbreak kind of like narrow down your ability to believe in social fun, in social experiences where you can be jolly and be friends with people, and you don't have to be suspicious of people because of your past experience, because you really want to rejoice with people you really connect with similar interests. I feel that as you learn to recover your innocence and learn to put your intuition in the center stage rather than fear of past prejudice and worse assumptions about you, you know that what people think is not your problem. People think the worst about you is not your problem. You carry on with what you believe. You carry on with your feelings. You don't have to take on their feelings. You're not responsible for anyone's feelings except your own. The only feelings you can control is yourself. And you cannot bend yourself backwards trying to prove to people that you're not the person that they think you are. They have to put an effort to see and understand you in order to learn who you are. But when they don't do that, and they assume the worst about you, that's when they don't have the social integrity to be humble or have humility and listen to you and watch you in a healthy way and judge you in a very fair way. So you have that ability to understand other people's opinions or feelings about you has nothing to do with how you act or how you are, how you behave, or what you do in your life. Some people will come and enter and leave your energy and your life, and they will take things and leave things, but only you know how to be emotionally responsible for your life. And you have to keep on reminding yourself, like green light, there's this red flag, maybe there's this green flag. This green flag is how you can personally grow, how you can personally move forward, where I have a social integrity, I've done my best. Whatever they assume about me, assume the worst about me, think the worst about me, feel the worst about me, that's none of my problem, because I have a clean conscience, back to the innocence, and I put my intuition in center stage. And life happens. There's so many people who are stupid because they do it unintentionally. So let's just cross that. People, as they're humans, they're learning a lesson, but I'm not going to take what they've done to me personally. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to carry my soul and spirit to the best of my ability forward, so that I can travel and bring a new experience of joy, love, and keep growing, keep moving forward. Because there is the Lover's energy in the Page of Cups. There is an offering of love. And when you do this, of course, your seed is love. Because you don't try, you may expose them, you may try to make them see certain things that aren't right, and they're not going to be open to it, and they try to attack you for showing their shadow side, for their ego. So you had that seed of love to help them be more conscious, but when they're not appreciating it, you just walk forward, keep moving until people who love you appreciate who you are. They won't want you to swallow your tongue or to swallow your standards or boundaries. They won't abuse your boundaries, abuse your manipulate and guilt your anger. If you get abused, if you get manipulated, they won't abuse or manipulate your anger and try to shut you up. And some of you Aries, you are burning from inside because you can't express your truth, because you fear being ridiculed or mocked or assaulted or become prejudiced, or people assume the worst about you for saying your truth. You live your truth, let people judge, but as long as you don't carry that volcano in your pit of your stomach, tell people what happened, tell people the truth, and you don't have anything to feel guilty about, because when you tell the truth, you let go of any negative energy that wants to manipulate you, and you have a clear conscience. And when you tell the truth, you let your mind state in your mind, this is my boundary. My boundary and awareness is that when people do this, there's a boundary where I'm not going to put up with it, I'm not going to tolerate it. But when you swallow your truth, when you hurl inner grudge, you can't live your truth, you can't express yourself, and you can't move forward where new opportunities, new horizons, new relationships, new joy, and this positive growth can enter your life. So you have to do what I mentioned. Okay, so last 2 decks, just gonna pull out 6 more cards. Woo! Okay, no, not yet. Okay. Gratitude. Ooh la la. Gratitude. And then purity, because you got the innocence, right? Purity now. And then beginnings. Told you there's new beginnings for you as you learn to express your truth, as you learn to not be manipulated by your environment, to be quiet, to keep your truth, to keep silent when there's the wrong thing around you. Okay, there's another one. Gratitude, purity, and new beginnings. New beginnings. So when I meant gratitude, I think there's a lot of ways to see this. There's a lot of ways to see this gratitude thing. I feel like you have to show gratitude to your healthy moral compass and healthy integrity, because you're not them. You're not that person who goes around abusing people and using people and manipulating people and hurting people. You're not them. You're a person of high integrity. You're a person who can carry respect to other people, and you don't hurt other people, and you don't. The gratitude is like feeling grateful that you have that sense of moral ethics, you have that sense of integrity and etiquette, social etiquette, that makes you have a very healthy social standards in life. Observe and no place like home. I thought I had 3. Put 2. So for you to like really carry that green light so that you can keep going forward, you just observe what is the thing that doesn't align with your integrity, and then speak your truth. This doesn't align with my integrity. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna say no. So it could be a situation, it could be a relationship, it could be a partnership, it could be an opportunity that doesn't align with your integrity, it could be an offering that doesn't align with your integrity. And then as you keep doing that, the green light becomes brighter, and then you have this powerful Queen of Sword energy, and you have this sword that has this power to cut bullshit and protect your energy, protect yourself from being betrayed, because you are the Queen of Swords. You control who can stab you, because you know if you recognize people with false integrity, if you recognize people who don't harmonize with your values or principles, and you observe enough to say, I'm going to pass because this isn't what I want, and how you feel, what like in your consciousness, how they feel, how they try to blame you or guilt you or try to forsaken you and slander you because they can't control you. You are the Queen of Swords. You can cut their bullshit out, and you have the power to uphold a standard of integrity that brings you inner peace. And you don't have to be emotionally responsible for those people who do not have that integrity or ability to match that standard in your life. And that's the message for you. Maybe I put one more. Yeah, yang is masculinity, and you have this boundary. So I feel like this message for you, Aries, is that you have to control, you have to be master of your boundaries, you have to be a master of your anger, you have to be a master of your inner fire, your yang fire element. You have to be a master of that, because then you know you can protect yourself from betrayal, from heartbreak, from manipulation, from abuse, because you're in charge of who enters in your consciousness, who enters your life, and who tries to take things from you. You would say, excuse me, I know that you want certain things that I'm not going to be able to say yes to, and I'm going to disappoint you. I'm going to dismiss your wants and expectations. I'm going to pass. I'm going to say no. The answer is no. My answer is no. And you can move on without carrying the burden or blame that these unhealthy people will try to make you feel like you're responsible, because they don't want to feel those burden or blame, because they know that it's wrong. They in their unconscious or subconscious level, they know it's wrong. Everybody has a moral compass. In some deep part of their subconscious or unconscious, they know that certain things are wrong, and they try to dupe people. They try to take the easy way. They try to get the shortcut to get money, wealth, opportunities, or like lure people or take people in. But they know, and you know, when you dismiss them, or when you reject or deny their wants and desires, they're going to try and like turn that anger in your energy to become self-defeating, self-sabotaging, and try to slander you, try to make you be punished. But you can forgive them, and you can say nice try, and you say, I am the person who's the master of my boundary, and you cannot manipulate my boundary in order for you to benefit from my values or my life or my blessings, because I'm onto you, and I expose you by standing in my truth. Is an exposure of your abusive behavior, and people who believe them will start to recognize that. They will see that you're the truth teller or whistleblower who get inappropriately isolated, or pushed aside, casted away, cast out from society. And they know the real, eventually people will see that they know the real person who needs to get casted out is that person you tried to expose. So I hope this message resonates to all of you. In a certain way, this actually speaks a lot about sociopath and about narcissists and psychopath who may have hurt you in the past, in your relationship or whichever areas of your life. But there's definitely people out there who will respect you for your ability to stand in your integrity and to have truth, to have this kind of like Queen of Sword energy, a woman who have high standards, a woman who have this ability to reveal bullshit and just state a direct point blank facts. That's it. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Aries. If you would like a reading, check out my website. If you want to have a personal healing session with me, check out my universal healing session on the website. There's this link in my description box. My name is Meredith Migros. I'm a universal healer and peace visionary. I will see you next month in another reading. For now, take care. Bye.